says if f of b is 0, then x equals b is a 0 and x minus b is a factor. That's all it says. It means if you plug the number in and you get a 0, it's a 0 because you got 0. So what I would do on these is I'd go through and I'd figure out what the x values actually are. See, these are given to you as factors. If x plus 2 is a factor, what is x? Negative 2. If 2x minus 1 is a factor, what is x? 1/2. How about the next guy? 4. Negative 4. 5. 5 halves. Not that hard. There's something missing on this one. Oh well. How about the last one? Come on, kids. It's 2 steps. You add root 3. You divide by 2. Root 3 over 2. That's the easy part. I mean, you can probably do most of that in your head. You can. But if I want to, I had to do it because I want to be able to plug an x value in. That's why I did it. I want to plug an x value in. And you can do this real quick with the storage feature on your calculator. Take a negative 2. What do you hit to store it to x? So, x. And then you type in the function that you're given. And if you see a 0, you circle it, right? So x to the third minus 8x to the second plus 11x plus 20 was, I got negative 42. So not a 0. And I'm sorry if you hadn't figured out how to use your calculator yet. I'd love to tell you that I have 25 minutes to reteach every single thing I do every single day, but I don't. I typed in 1/2, stored it to x. I'm going to press second enter how many times? Twice. Nope. Repeat with a 4. Second enter twice. Hey, found one. Choice 3. That's supposed to be a negative 4 there, isn't it? Take a negative 4, store it to x. Second enter, second enter. Nope. Take 5, store it to x. Second enter, second enter. Yep. Take a 5/2, store it to x. Whoops, syntax error. Nope. Root 3. On this calculator, I have to close that radical. You may or may not have to. Root 3 over 2, store it to x. Second enter, second enter. Nope. Ah, there were 2 of them. 5 and 4. There's a third one floating around somewhere. It's just not in that list.
It might have been the one that wasn't finished.
That's possible. All right, use synthetic division to determine if x minus 2 is a factor of x cubed plus x squared minus 6. State why or why not. If x minus 2 is a factor, then x is what? 2. It says use synthetic division. That's what you've been doing since you got back, isn't it? Throw a 2 out front. Load the top with coefficients. 1, 1, 0, negative 6. Why the 0? Yeah, there's a jump here. There's a 0x right between. And then you drop, and you multiply. And after you multiply, you add. And after you add, you multiply.
You always put the 0 there though for a placeholder?
Yeah, if it needs it.
Because it has that 4.
What's missing between x squared and negative 6? And x. You gotta have placeholders. And then you multiply, and then you add.
You didn't have a placeholder for that.
So, Is it a factor? It's not a factor because the remainder is not what? 0. Oh,
This number isn't supposed to be -6.
Oh, it's +6 too. Thank you. Long division's up next, kids. Probably didn't like it in 5th grade either. Was it? The setup's the same. Well, here's your last chance. Anybody remember what the goal to turn x squared into is? 2x cubed. You want to make these match. So you multiply x squared by what to become 2x cubed? 2x. Then you distribute it, all 3 pieces. 2x times x squared is 2x cubed. 2x times negative 2x is minus 4x squared. 2x times -1 is minus 2x. Just like 5th grade, what do you do with that line? Subtract it. So 2x cubed minus 2x cubed is nothing. A negative 2x squared minus a -4 is +2. And x minus a -2 plus 3. We'll carry down to 4. I really should have wrote smaller. What's wrong? Nope. Get off the drugs, bro. Negative minus negative is positive. You still don't get that, do you? Type in 1 minus a -1. I got $100 says it's 2.
Oh wait, I was listening.
Yeah, you did.
I can't help it. My brain has been fried for like the past 4 days. Computer.
Oh.
No, not drugs.
Will x squared enter 2x squared? Yeah. How many times? Twice. I kind of ran out of room here. I hate when this happens. But anyways, I multiply by 2. I get 2x squared minus 4x minus 2. And I take that line away. I have 3 minus a -4, that's 7x. And I have -4 minus -2, that's -2. So here's my answer. 2x plus 2 plus 7x minus 2 says remainder over the divisor, x squared minus 2x minus 1. That's long division. Number 4 is like the give me problem. List the potential rational zeros of 8x to the 4th plus 9x cubed plus 5x squared plus 3x minus 4. Study guide says find factors of C and divide it by factors A. That's all you do. What's C? There's C. What's A? All right, so my potential zeros. To get to a 4, we need a plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, and a plus or minus 4. 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 2 is 4. Pretty simple. To get to an 8, it's basically the same list, except you add a what? 8. Now you got to go through and do the division. So here's my list. I take the top 3 terms and I divide them by 1. Plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 4. I take the top 3 terms and I divide them next by what? 2. Minus a half, plus or minus 1, which is already in the list, then plus or minus 2, which is already in the list. Then I divide the top 3 terms by 8. Plus or minus an eighth. 2 over 4 is a half. 2 over 8 is a quarter. That's not in my list. 4 over 8 is a half. It's already in my list. Now what you've been doing for the last 2 days. Find all the zeros of 5x to the fourth minus 7x squared plus 2. It says every one of them. How many of them are they going to be? 4 of them. Just look at the graph to find the real ones. You don't need to give me the potential zeros. So I'm going to go to y equals. I'm going to type that function in. 5x to the fourth minus 7x to the second plus 2. Good old Zoom 6 all day long. There's 4 there. 2 of them are probably pretty ugly. I'm going to do that again so I can see it. It's I like to pay attention when it's drawing. I think I saw 1 through cross through -1, and I saw 1 through cross through +1. Did you guys see that? You might have to look at your calculator when it's doing that, but I was trying to pay attention as it drew it. So from the graph, x equals -1 or x equals 1. Do a little synthetic division, kids. You gotta be careful on this one with synthetic division. You gotta look for those things. You gotta add more than 1 too. There are no x cubes. What else is missing? There are no x's. You gotta look for placeholders. You need them with synthetic division. So it actually goes 5, 0, -7, 0, 2. And then you drop, and then you multiply, and then you add, then you multiply, and then you add, then you multiply, then you add, then you multiply, and then you add. See, it's not a Special Olympics event, is it? You don't all get trophies. But it doesn't take 10 minutes to do synthetic division. Unless you're typing 18 plus 0 in a calculator. The other guy was the -1. You drop, you multiply and you add. You multiply and you add, you multiply and you add. Now that graph did have 2 other zeros being shown. They just were probably pretty ugly. But this is the equation that we have. I pulled 2 x's from x to the fourth. I'm down to x squared. I can write a quadratic. What is the quadratic?
5x squared plus 0x minus
5x squared plus 0x minus 2 equals nothing. That actually has an alternate way of solving, but I'm not going to go through it. You guys just need to get the quadratic formula down. Opposite b, what is b? So it's going to be just 0 plus or minus square root 0 squared minus 4 times a, which is 5, times c, which is -2, all sitting over twice of 5. What's in that radical? 40. There's a 40. It's 0 plus or minus root 40 over a 10. Give me some factors of 40 that you can do something with. 4 and 10. Root 40 is root 410. What's the root of that 4? 2. So 2 root 10. So x equals 0 plus or minus 2 root 10 over 10. Now, are you allowed to divide that 10 inside by the 10 out? No. But you can divide the 2 by the 10. 1/5. So x is either positive root 10 over 5 or negative root 10 over 5. And if you want to put that 1 there, that's fine too. It's up to you. I really don't care. 2 questions to go. They're actually pretty easy. Polynomial has zeros of 2, negative root 3, and 4 minus 2i. What are the other 2 zeros? 4 plus 2i is one of them. Remember, the weird ones have, what was the word? Weird ones have conjugates. Weird ones have conjugates. 4 minus 2i is weird as far as you're concerned. What else is weird?
Negative square.
Yeah, negative root 3 is weird. So what's its conjugate?
Root 3.
It's root 3. I don't think I really asked you this yesterday, but it says what degree is the polynomial? How many zeros you got? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 zeros. 5th degree. So it works. Part 3 is to write it out in factored form. You're told a is 4. So we'll call this thing f of x. Where's that a go? Front. X minus 2. You just take away your zeros. When you enter parentheses, what do you do with your signs? Change them. So that factor was x minus 2 according to Sam. The next zero I see is this negative root 3. What's this factor? X plus root 3. Now I like to put things together in pairs. The zero that corresponds with that thing is a positive root of 3, so what's its factor? Why are you squinting, Ty? Now we got the 4 minus 2i. We're going to put two things in a set of parentheses, but all we got to do is change their what? Not just one of them, all of it. Becomes a negative 4, becomes a plus 2i. And then the last zero that it was actually the first zero that Sam talked about, is that guy. What happens to that 4? Negative. What happens to that 2i? Becomes a negative. There she is in all her glory. And finally, number 7. How many zeros, real or imaginary, does this polynomial, 5x to the 12th minus a whole bunch of crap, have?
12.
It's 12. All you do is look at the highest exponent. That's it. That's fundamental theorem of algebra. Anyways, you can use that little sheet for quiz. Actually, 6. I got you on some good antibiotics. So.
Yeah. Thank me for that.
That's because they're killing the bacteria in your gut. You're supposed to take a probiotic after you get off those things. Trying to restore balance. I'm going to help you out on number 4, because I'm just going to save you time from graphing. Your zeros on number 4 are going to be at negative 4 and 1/2. Well, I'll write that down. Just save you time from graphing here. For number 4, the two zeros you would get from a graph are going to be negative 4 and 1/2. Just trying to save you the effort of graphing here. Save you a minute.